hopefully we can put that, we got like 4 people that want the old one, so
Oh, really?
I'm hoping I can just put it back into
It
the
is
account.
6:30, and I call tonight's select board meeting to order.
We gotta unmute the mic.
All right, it is 6:30, and I call tonight's select board meeting to order.
Like, if it's blinking, it's on or not on?
Hmm?
If it's blinking, it's on or not on?
When it's blinking, it's off.
Okay, so it's right.
It's muted, so it's on, it's not blinking, right?
Oh, with a little sticky note on there.
Is this all right?
It's on there already.
You said you should put a sticky note on there.
Too much
To
electronics.
remind us.
Too much electronics.
Is there anybody on remotely? Nope. Okay, we're gonna take care of signing checks and doing other business, and then we'll get on to another. You want to do the business?
Sure.
Did you say you were from the Board of Trustees?
I'm sorry?
Did you say Board of Trustees?
I'm not here in that capacity, but
You were looking for mail?
yes.
Tina had set some mail aside, so I can go through it and see if there's anything there for you. She hadn't put it in the boxes yet,
Okay.
so in case there's something and you need it tonight.
Nothing pressing, just checking the box since I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Ron's using it.
Can you make the screen where it's the Brady Bunch?
Let me see. It says display up to 49 per gallery screen.
Yeah, gallery.
That's what I have on.
Hmm.
I know it's weird.
Usually there's a little waffle up on top, it looks like a waffle.
Up
Where it
here?
says gallery view, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Every once in a while, my technological skill shines through.
He's all done.
The envelopes, and then we hit that one. Mixed up. And we do have enough money in the account to cover this, right? This will check.
Last time I checked, there was 100,000 and there was 400,000, I think it was one time.
In the street department?
Yeah, 3%.
Good. Any more? So these are the minutes from September 14th. Do you have any changes or corrections?
I think, so far, I think this is supposed to be, this will be the meeting account. Is it, is,
Got to check back on those?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, because I think it was, the one that regarded, minutes.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then I think that we should just change, this sentence as easier to mark up and take out, we believe that.
Yes. So on the minutes, so we do have a correction on the sixth paragraph, the one about the Damiano zoning application. On the second sentence should read that all three select board members indicated that the plans for the structure, so take out, they believe that. And then, what time did we adjourn? After we did the COVID, was it like 9:30?
It was 9:45, I think. I think it was 9:45.
Okay,
I was supposed to tell me that.
Yeah.
so. Like 9:50?
Yeah.
Okay.
9:50.
Any other changes or corrections? Do we have a motion to approve these minutes with those corrections?
I make a motion to approve the September 14th public session minute meeting with the amended correction.
And that's Carol making the motion.
Thank you, Carol.
I second the motion, Tamara.
All in favor?
Aye, Tamara.
Aye, Carol.
Aye, Joe Beth. Did you get those corrections? Okay, we have a non-public session. We have, the first one. Do you have any changes or corrections?
No.
Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
I, Carol, make a motion to approve the non-public session number 1, September 14th meeting minutes.
I second the motion, Pamela.
All in favor?
Aye, Pamela.
I, Carol,
Aye, Joe Beth. Did you print out a non-draft copy for us to sign?
right there.
I think there is one. It should be in the folder that had all the text in it, the signature folder.
Are the non-public ones in here?
The non-public and public were both printed, non-draft for signature.
Let's see. Once it got mixed up.
We put it within the.
Yeah, it should be in this folder that has all the stuff to sign.
It's just that one. Mine says draft, mine says draft, so I didn't make it.
Do you want to use them? Will it save time if I just reprint it?
Yeah, do you want, this either just reprint it?
Yeah. And we can get
This
up
is
with that.
for
We
non-public
could
session.
sign them at the end of the meeting too.
Yeah, we can sign at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, all in favor of approving non-public session number 1 minutes? Did we vote already? I was back, sorry.
I think we did on one, I think we're on number 2 now.
Okay,
We have the motion, I make a motion to accept meeting minutes number 2.
I second that motion to accept I, Carol, non-public session number 2 for September 14th.
and that was Pamela making the motion and Carol seconding it. All in favor?
Aye, Pamela.
I, Carol,
Aye, Joe Beth.
did we also get a copy of the agenda? No?
Yes, yes, I think it was on top of your folder.
Give you another copy. There's another copy.
Okay, for the, equipment sale,
Did we ever get a
Yeah,
call?
we never got any response.
okay, so
I guess,
we could reach out to them again at some point. Maybe give them a week or two.
yeah, I guess, you guys can try calling when you're in the office to see if you can catch them. I left them a message and we sent them an email.
Okay. So we had sent a letter to Ridgeline asking for information about their organization, and we received a response. I don't know if it has as much detail as what we initially requested. Shall we follow up with a second request?
Yeah, I read the return email to you, it really didn't answer any questions, it just said they're,
Would be nice. do we have any other older business before we move on to new business? Linda?
Can you update me on Linda Greenwood, treasurer, can you please update me on
I can do it.
on what New Dimensions is, are they gonna take over payroll?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to continue working to get that set up with the bank.
Yes, when we talked to Doreen last week, apparently whoever is at the bank is out on COVID
Yeah.
and said we would have to do payroll in-house this week. So,
I
um,
sort of,
I called
figured
Tina
that
and
out,
she
right.
graciously said she would come and help. And you guys got it done today, so.
thank you. And so I will continue to, I'll call Allison at some second, try to get her to move forward this week, because the goal would be for them to be ready to take it over in the next phase.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
The whole sequence of getting bills down there to be paid so that they can do this. Can you tell me the sequence, because I need, is it you, Carol, that's going?
Well, it might be Lizzie, but that's still being ironed out. Like, I took them for Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yes, I took them Wednesday morning and I went shopping at a couple places and I got a text saying they were all done. That was just AP checks, that's not payroll.
Right.
The other thing is if we have someone in the office, the checks can be here and they will just print them from where they're at. But someone has to be here so that nobody else puts anything else in the printer.
Right,
So that might be another possibility,
okay.
that we send them down, our invoices.
Okay, so if we are gonna have a sequence where somebody is planning to go, I need to meet with you and have my day sheets ready to go with you.
Right.
Because
Okay.
they need those. For every
You can also have them scanned in and emailed to them.
Yeah, I could do that.
I don't know, do we have the copier figured out to scan?
We can scan with it,
Yeah, he has that
Yeah.
capacity.
absolutely.
And I know we put together a little schedule, and I don't have it memorized in terms of when we wanted documentation, so that we'd have it enough in time to get to them.
Okay, so if you would include me in those discussions so that I know.
Yep. Yep, I can forward that email, and it's a cover sheet that we've asked people to fill out if they've got expenses,
Right,
so that things get coded right. But I also put a little timeline in my email, so I'll find that email, I'll forward it to you.
okay, because I'll piggyback the stuff coming out of tax court, the town clerk, and the stuff I'm taking to the bank.
Perfect,
Okay?
Yes, that sounds good.
perfect, thank you.
Can I take the check folder and sign right now?
Sure. And a couple of envelopes fell out, so the envelopes may have gotten separated.
Perfect. What day are you planning to get these sent out?
Probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, that's why I said I'll sign tonight.
I can send them out tomorrow, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And we're still waiting on the credit card piece, right? We'll probably later.
I didn't, when I went and dropped stuff off at the bank, I went through the drive-through, totally spaced out that I needed to ask her to start the process.
Yeah, I don't think there's any,
Well, I thought we had to pay for, the two things that we were paying
Right.
through somebody's personal.
Well, those two went away, I think. I'm just paying Zoom now.
Well, no,
we're
we're
still
still,
paying QuickBooks.
we're still paying
QuickBooks, yeah.
QuickBooks.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll
We're
call
back
the
to
bank
the-
tomorrow and see what I need to do on that.
And I guess my question is, QuickBook cannot be paid by check
You can do checks through QuickBooks.
to pay them for their,
You can do direct deposit or printed check.
I know, but to pay QuickBooks for the use of their program.
Oh, I see. I believe that it would be through an online portal, a QuickBooks online portal.
Yes, I'm not sure about that. That might be another option.
Mhm.
Yeah, but if we're gonna get a credit card, then.
That would be
it's good on
safer.
that.
Yeah, and then you set that up automatically.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then
I'm
it's
sorry, I
in there.
totally forgot that I was working on that.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Joe Beth, can I talk trustee stuff?
Yes.
Hi, John Swan, Chairman and Trustees of the Trust. We were able to meet this past Saturday via remote. We were scheduled to meet last Monday, however, there wasn't a quorum, so we had to reschedule. Ernie Hannaford and myself were able to meet, so we had a quorum. We did cut the check for the fire department tanker, so you should have that in your possession now for $16,000. And so we were able to get that done. The main thing I wanted to stress was again, I've reconciled the accounts, and that pesky $2,600 number is still there relative to the shortage, relative to the MS9 for all three accounts versus what's in Pasumsic. So when the town has an audit
So
performed,
we have more money in our accounts than what is showing
No.
up the other way around?
Correct.
Okay.
the shortage. So
How do you
I'm
determine?
positive, based on what I've seen so far, that it's probably funds were deposited in the wrong account. So hopefully the audit can uncover that. Vanessa Cardillo is absent for Mondays and Saturdays meetings. I don't know if she's okay or not, but I haven't heard from her. But I wanted to make sure that the auditor can get with her, since she is the bookkeeper and she has the old files in her possession on the hard drive. So I just want to make sure that
Okay.
we're not missed when you're doing the town audit, since we have that discrepancy. Okay? So, thank you very much.
Thank you. I have a- So I'm gonna follow up a little bit. A year ago, did we still have that same discrepancy or not? Or we don't know?
I don't know that. I've only
Okay.
reconciled from the 2019 MS9
Right.
with the bank statements. I haven't done a look back, and frankly, it's, the one, the general fund that has a balance of about $37,000 in it on the MS9, at Pasumsic, that account has about $150,000 in it, if that makes sense.
No.
No?
That's what we've inherited. The perpetual care fund, spot on with Pasumsic and the MS9, so that's fine. And then, again, same thing with the cap reserve then, there's supposed to be X amount in there, and that's short about, again, about $125,000. So, what Ernie and I, well, all three of us, when we meet next month, because it's easier to do in person, we want to go over the numbers. But what I want to do is shift that overage in that account that's only supposed to have 37 into the cap reserves, and that's two accounts that match up with the MS9 and reality. So that would just be the larger cap reserve fund that's short that $2,600 in reality and on paper, so if that makes sense. Because right now we have two accounts that don't match up,
Yeah.
and we have one that does. I would rather have two that match up, and then we just deal with the one and see what the audit pulls up. That's just my own OCD, so. Okay?
Okay, thank you for your work on that. Okay, in terms of new business, I wanted to introduce Elizabeth Buckman. She's filling in as an interim administrative assistant. We have reposted the position, I think it's open until the end of the month. Because Ellen will be finishing up in a couple of weeks with when you were no longer available,
Well,
right?
this is my last night,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, but I knew, I mean, if Lizzie hadn't started, you were gonna be only
Yes.
having the
Yeah,
other
that is correct.
couple of weeks so that you were available. Thank you very much for filling in.
Thank you for stepping up.
Welcome, Lizzie.
Bravo.
Okay. So we have a request to pay for, paving. And this was something that would come out of the trust fund. And I do have, is it in your, did all of you get a copy of the?
Yeah.
email from
Yep,
Bob?
yep.
Okay.
I
So,
still don't think we can pay it until we get an invoice that is accurate.
correct. So the invoice listed 3 roads, you listed Union Road, Faraway Road, and
Main Center Road.
I don't think there's any main center road in town, I couldn't find any other
So-
one.
My next question would be, it says, the paving done in 2020 was 1.3 miles on Union Road and 250 feet on Faraway Road. That's 144,000?
And then we don't know how long, what is the center road, that's a lot of money for not very much. But I have no idea what
Is
paving costs.
Bob, it looks like Bob asked them to send, there is no center road or main road, whatever, and it was central paving bill had listed. I have contacted them and asked them to fax the corrected bill to the town office. With paving, it's not distance that determines the tonnage, and it's how much tonnage is needed to repair the road. Road selection is determined by time and winter damage. It's done strictly on as-needed basis. So I guess we need to,
And that road was really bad in the winter.
Which one? Union Road?
135, yeah.
So 135 is state.
Oh, is it?
That's
Okay.
not-
that's
Oh, all
not
right,
us.
all right.
That's a state.
Okay.
but
So-
he's saying we paved 1.3 miles and 250 feet on Faraway Road. So I guess Central needs to send us an updated bill with a little better figures. I mean, this is $144,000. It's not like 144. And we, like you said, and even Bob says we don't have a main road, main center road.
Right.
So are we paying for somebody else's road?
Well, I think we have to see what the revised invoice is
Yes.
and push back on that. I did look, because I know when at first I looked and I thought, we don't have this money in, because I looked in the town
We do.
report. But we
You
do,
do.
because we added another 75,000.
Correct.
But I think we have 160-some thousand, so this is gonna deplete it.
Mhm.
And I think we're doing paving every other year. So he's right, I mean, we're not doing it on a routine basis, and I have no idea. It sounds like we're getting into a situation where we have a significant deferred maintenance here on the
Well, yeah,
roads.
but where they charged us for 3 roads, will the bill still be 144,000 is my question.
Right, and we won't know until we get the.
So I don't think we
revised
can do anything with this until we get a better invoice that says,
invoice. Mhm. No, I totally agree.
did you guys see anything come in?
No.
No.
There's 161 in that account. 161.
For the,
Paving
oh, in
account.
for the balance, thank you, I knew it was like about 160 something, yeah,
161 and change.
thank you.
So I guess if we don't see it in a couple days, that maybe somebody from the town should be calling, I mean, there's not even a phone number on this invoice. It just says P.O. Box 159. Someone should be calling them because we're not paying any late fees. You know. It says due on receipt.
I know, but.
I know, but we're not paying any late fees.
No.
That is,
Okay. We have another letter from the town of Carroll, your Board of Adjustment about public hearings, and that's about that 151-foot tall lattice telecommunications tower that's going to be erected. You could post this online. The public hearing is scheduled on October 1st at 7 o'clock in the community room, if anyone is interested.
Three North Carroll. I have no idea where this address is, but apparently we might be able to see it from properties in Dalton, correct? Is why we're
That's
asking
my
for that.
understanding, 151-foot tower is, that's pretty tall.
What do you think the one by Mountain View is? Not that tall.
No, probably not, but it's up on a hill there,
True.
so, yeah, I don't know.
So we have a facility use form.
Which we had given the previous admin assistant. permission to sign it, but that since we were kind of in the middle of transition, I felt it should come to us to sign and give to Linda.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically all it's in here for.
So the one thing that I would say is you're talking about 25 people. One thing I'd be concerned about is social distancing.
Well, that would be an unbelievably well-attended meeting if we had 25.
Okay.
We usually have about 10,
Ken?
counting the offices, yeah. But yes, in social distancing, we would be aware of that.
And masks, and
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that in terms of policy for the building, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we have the original, we can sign it.
I think I have a
The
copy.
original's in that sign folder, right?
Of course it is. I'm just kidding.
What's the most this room will hold, Ron?
Kind of depends. A lot of your people are family people, correct?
Yeah,
So, I mean, you're gonna have some of them that it's not an issue. I mean, you know, if you're saying you got 10 people and 3 or 4 of them are couples,
right.
uh,
You really only have,
yeah, exactly.
you really only have 4 groups.
Yeah, yeah. My guess would be probably if
And
you
we'll
did
keep
some
the
maps
original.
and did what you had to do for what, I mean, for the size group, you're gonna have don't think it's gonna be much of an issue.
No, I mean, we used to meet in the gym, but it's so cold in there, and there were so few of us, this is much longer.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Precautions, however you want to put it. And that's gonna be pretty much in our place for a little while here, it's starting to ramp back up.
Get your copy before you leave.
You can just do it later and put it in my mailbox.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for your trip to the town office.
Well, because they weren't open Thursday, there's hardly any money for me to play with, so I'll probably work Wednesday or Thursday, I didn't wanna hold you up from mailing.
Thank you. Fire suppression system in town offices.
yes. Where's my rule?
Do we have Ron Shelfrey?
And, yeah, this is just a decision we'll have to make as a board, but I talked to, so it's basically the fire protection company that does the Ansel system on your kitchen, which is over the stove. It's nozzles that if there's a fire on the stove, it automatically extinguishes it. The bottle that's on the system needs to be hydro. When he takes it apart to service the system, there's a control valve that is outdated, that needs to be replaced in order to meet code. So it boils down to the fact of, I think he said like 1,700 and something, I'm gonna say about $1,800 to bring that up to code to be able to use that kitchen legally. So that's kind of a decision that you need to make. That kitchen is okay to use as a cooking kitchen. They have a stove at the building across the street that is strictly only can get used for warming something up, but it cannot be used for cooking. So this is the only kitchen within the town that is legal, if you will, to actually use for cooking. But the system needs to get updated. At the same time, I told them, obviously, the fire extinguishers need to be inspected and tagged. And in our safety meeting, we brought up the fact that the ones at the highway garage aren't getting included in this, and they should be included in this inspection and whatever too.
Oh,
And
yeah,
and the
they-
transfer station as well?
Yes, wherever there's any fire extinguisher that's, yeah.
Hopefully we have them in all buildings.
But obviously, the big one's the Ansel system.
Okay.
So you know, not a big deal, it can be easily done, it's just a case of, do you wanna spend the money? Is the kitchen, I don't know if the kitchen is being used.
I don't think we should lose it.
Yeah, it's a nice resource.
Yeah, it is,
If
absolutely
we
it is.
decide against it and no cooking, then we kind of lose that when we go to ever want it back, it's gonna be more expensive to bring it back.
I mean, it's a commercial grade kitchen that's up to fire code, as long as we keep it that way.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, how often do we use it?
Well, right now with COVID, not much, but I think normally it.
Friends of the town hall use it sometimes, the fire department's used it a couple times
yeah,
for,
I mean, not a lot, but
but you know,
some.
We could probably got about 31,000 in that account,
It is a good resource.
the building fund.
the building fund.
How much is a valve, do you think?
He didn't break it down, he said to do the Ansel system, which is hydroing the tank, replacing the valve and refilling and doing everything, it was just under $1,800. Yeah, and then the
And
fire
then-
extinguishers would be extra, I'm guessing, a couple thousand area probably if we do everything.
But that
That
fire extinguishers in the highway department, I mean, let's face it,
should be inspected.
that, you know, it could save a lot of money in the end if they have fire extinguishers that work.
And that's kind of an insurance issue too.
Yeah.
Well, I think
So, yeah.
that's, yeah.
So those
I
need
mean,
to
I don't
get
think we have
done
a
again.
choice with fire extinguishers, they need to be inspected and tagged, and there should be a regular, at least an annual, if not more frequently.
Is it annually that?
I believe he inspects it, but this is just the fact that this valve needs to get replaced at this time. They've come, he said we've come for years and just passed it. And they're down to the wire now where they can't, is what it amounts to. They've tried their best to, reduce the cost, if you will, to us and stretch it as far as they can, but it's at the end of the,
Right,
and
They wanna
it needs
keep
to be
it-
done,
functioning if there is a use for it in the town, but,
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause to go back and redo it, we're never gonna get it under code. I
yeah.
mean, we have some leanways or where it's already existing. So if you start new, you're probably looking at thousands and thousands of
Yeah, I
dollars.
don't know if you'd have, I don't know what you'd have to do once you actually get away with,
Yeah, that might be more,
I don't know what the upgrade, it could be more.
could be a lot more.
It's kind of like a building now, in order to build any building in town, we'd have to put a sprinkler system into it. But this one, this is grandfathered for as long as we stay here, but if we close this down, put up another building, or even if we put an addition on one of the buildings, it makes it so you have to bring the building up to code and sprinkle it, so.
Yeah, we don't have sprinklers,
Yeah.
do we?
And this could be the same type of thing, once you do away with it, there could be more involved in bringing it back, but,
And it sounds like we have enough in the building fund to cover
it
it.
just boils down to, whether you wanna spend a few bucks to keep the kitchen up to code, and, like I said, I'm guessing after this, it would be good for years with just an annual inspection, and, I'm not sure on those, if they hydro those I don't know how often they hydro those bottles, maybe like 5 years or something.
And is that where you
They're
fill
not,
the bottles?
they're not
or-
hydroed every year, they just inspect the system, and
So do we have like a water tank that,
there's a big dry chemical tank, if you look up on the wall in the kitchen,
okay,
that feeds that, and then there's the valve he's talking about is the control valve. It's kind of an automatic type of thing that, if you get a fire on your stove and whatever, it will it'll extinguish the fire. You back away and it'll extinguish it, kind of like what they have on the gas pumps, if you will, at most of the gas stations now, just that those spray nozzles with puts out the dry chemical and extinguishes a fire.
okay. Do we have a motion? I, Joe Beth, make a motion that we replace the control valve so that we bring it up to code for the
Ansel system.
system associated with the stove in the kitchen in the town, in the municipal building. And then-
Second the motion, Pamela?
And when we get the invoice and see the actual amount, then we'll look at getting money from the trust funds.
Okay. I'll give him a call and tell him to schedule it and do it, and I'll have him do the fire extinguishers at the same time, which will be good, so.
Can you vote on that?
All in favor?
Aye, Pamela?
Aye, Carol.
Hi, Joe Beth. Thank you.
So, while we're on the subject, have they ever come to fix the tank in the back?
Yes.
They have. Have we not seen the bill?
Well, wait a minute. When I was working, one morning I came in, I was the only one here, and this man knocked on the door and said, "You're gonna hear banging." Because we replaced the manhole cover, is that what you're talking about?
Well, something to do with the
Yes.
safety thing was like $3,400 to do,
I'm not sure exactly.
In the
but-
septic tank, right?
no,
No, the oil change.
oil
For the
drum.
building,
Okay.
I believe it's a 6,000 gallon underground.
Something we had to do and we all agreed, we voted on it. It was like
Name
30,
Name the company.
yeah, okay.
I might recognize that. Anyway, he did it. They weren't here very long. They were noisy. And then they left. So,
How
that
long
might,
ago was that?
well, it wasn't last week. It was probably the week before.
So we'll
It
be
was probably
seeing,
the first day
Okay,
I
so we
was
haven't seen the
here.
invoice
Maybe you
yet.
just haven't got the bill yet.
we just haven't got the bill. Okay, I was just curious, I mean, just curious, we wanna make sure that's done, that we don't get in trouble with the
I thought he
EPA.
said he was replacing a manhole cover.
Yeah, basically with a safety thing that goes down in the ground for water to go in so it doesn't go into the tank.
Yeah,
Or if the oil doesn't go into the ground,
right.
if I understood that all right. Okay, that was my question, I was just
There's a couple other
curious.
things here.
And the only other thing I have, I talked to Capital Alarms, and they will come to the town office, and they will reset security codes for everyone. It will cost $80, which is the hour call out, and 35 cents per mile from Lancaster. Do we wanna do that? Because I do know that it's unfair that we're all using Ron's code.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should all have codes, and there should be.
And there should be an administrator, but Ron doesn't know who that is. It could, John
Yeah, I don't
Paul
remember.
originally said it.
Mario set the
Mario.
codes originally way back, and I don't think they've been touched since then. I'd also be interested when they come in meeting with them and going over some of this fire alarm system here and these smoke detectors and stuff that are there.
Like, have they been changed?
I wanna talk to them about those a little bit and see where that
But,
system
are
stands.
you guys in agreement that we all need our own codes to get in the office? Because I think, I don't know, 7 people are using his code.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to share codes.
No, it's not, but
It
we
was
knew what we
originally
had to
to
do.
track people and,
Yeah.
you know, you have your own code and they can go in and tell you
I
when you're
think I have
here.
my own code.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do probably, but I never got one. She never got one. She never got one.
yeah, they haven't been updated in a while.
Huh?
And keys, did you,
And key, because you need keys.
right, did you get your keys back?
Hmm?
Did you get your keys back?
I did.
Okay.
So we do need another set of keys too.
And
But at
how,
some point, we probably should look at, we probably haven't had good key control for years, so at some point, we need to look at probably rekeying the building. I don't know what the cost of that would be.
would we rekey the building or just rekey the office?
On the front door.
The admin office. I think Jessie has her own keys, no one has. I mean,
Well, I have the same key to Jesse's office, and I have an admin key.
yeah,
Yeah.
so, I mean, the
Yeah,
front door, I mean, you're talking the library, you're talking, so I don't know
Yeah.
about the front door. I think if you want to.
security to the individual. Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
and maybe we just get the security code and then look at it later.
okay.
Okay.
So do you want to call Capital and set up a time for them to come in? I mean, all they're basically gonna do is come in, teach us how to give codes out, and then they say you should have an Excel sheet that has like, the code is zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, so everybody's assigned, so it doesn't necessarily say,
I might be talking to them too, because I'm working with them on the house up on the mountain for, fire code alarms and stuff up there, so I've been
so we
talking
just
with
need
them
to
back
have
and forth,
someone
so.
be the administrator of those codes.
Should that be the
I think
select board?
No, I think it should be Ron.
Yeah, he's the one who's,
Cause I don't know how to play with the alarms, I don't want to, I guess. You know more about alarms than anybody.
Whatever, we deal with the fire one when it goes
Yeah,
off
I
all the
mean-
time,
okay.
but.
But he can, or somebody can program it so we at least have our own security code.
I can get a hold of them, because I gotta, like I said, I gotta talk to them about some other stuff, so I'll have them come and do that if it's okay with the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we do want an administrator so that if we.
I think you're gonna have to
This
do,
one-
People, we can,
Ellen here is like, oh my God, I don't know if we have enough time to get out. It's like,
oh, it's a long delay,
so like,
We stood there and we watched it. and
it's long.
we watched it.
that's long enough, but we're like, oh my God, we put all our stuff outside the door.
I think though that,
Get ready.
I think though that somebody
it at work,
needs
so
to make
he's
up a
good there.
list of the people, and, because we're gonna need to know who needs a code.
That's true.
So somebody needs to put together a list of anybody that would need access,
To that office?
Yeah.
To that,
Yeah.
okay,
you can
so.
put an email out too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny, cause we did. We get all our stuff, we put it outside the door, we punch the code and we run out and close the door to make sure it doesn't go off.
I think we have a little bit of time.
He says that too.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time.
But he's also the one that says, oh, we got plenty of gas in the car. And I'm like, no, we don't. It's gotta be full.
We haven't walked yet.
I know.
Well, and if it went off and you didn't get out, does
They'll
it go
call.
to the police or does it go to Capitol? or-
No, they'll call here first, but if you don't know the code,
Password.
the password or whatever, then probably won't do you any good, so that's something else we should
It will go
have.
to state police.
That we should have, because the alarm company will call here, and as long as you give them the code and say it was a mistake, they'll
Mhm.
And it will go out to Troop F. and
they'll
they-
just log it, otherwise the police are gonna show up.
So it would be good to just update all of that and.
Yep. They should
Okay.
probably just get all updated, and a new
So-
code, and
So I, Joe Beth, make a motion that we reset the alarms through Capitol Alarm and, have things set up so that we have Ron as the administrator and we'll look at who needs to have access and
We
update it.
probably, yeah, we probably should draft a letter to go to Capital Alarm, giving him permission.
To do that. Once
Yes.
we have, so we can get the list and make sure that we have everybody we need on the list. And it's just this building, right?
yes.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
It's
that.
not the highway department or
No.
anything?
No, they have their, actually, the highway department has a system through, I believe, Lufkin Security that they take care of on their own, that's
And
just them.
correct me, but is the police department the same as the
No.
system?
No, that's a separate panel and everything in there, so I don't know if you
But does it
want,
go through Capital Alarm?
I believe so,
I
probably.
mean, are we paying for a service that we're not
Well,
really using?
I think
or-
that's something that we may need to look at there
Okay.
too, and decide what you wanna do, if you wanna keep that for some reason, or if you don't need it.
Probably put it on the same system as.
Yeah.
Looks like it should be
Yeah.
included as part of,
Yeah.
of this and
I
we
mean,
can
I'm
determine
sure
what we wanna
that,
do with that space going forward.
I'm sure that we could leave that as an alarm system in
But
there and have a
update all
code
the-
for
and
it,
have it as
and,
part of the same system.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we could certainly do that.
So I made that motion, I, Joe Beth,
I second the motion, Tamala.
all in favor?
Aye, Tamala.
I, Joe Beth?
Hi, Carol.
We'll get it figured out, and any questions I'll bring to the board, and
Okay. And it sounds like you want me to, or Lucy can send an email out.
I can send an email. I will need to, we can send an email too.
It's gonna be Capital Alarm.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
just a
Well,
couple.
but first of all, we need an email to,
find out who,
Figure out how many
to
codes.
Jesse to find out and make sure we have everybody who needs that.
I have
Like you have
a
access to
card for
both
Capital Alarm if you need any information.
Okay,
I
thank you.
got contacts for them, so, no problem.
but we need to know who needs codes.
Yeah,
I think
that's,
Gary, the assessor, goes in there, correct? So
Yeah.
he'll
yeah,
probably would.
you're gonna need
Does
a
he go
list
in
of,
sometime when Jesse's not there?
Yeah.
Okay,
you're gonna need
Okay.
a list of codes, who needs codes.
But Jesse can probably tell you a lot of that too, who needs access to that.
Got it.
and anytime you're not quite sure what we're talking about and you wanna send a draft to us, feel free,
Oh, sure, absolutely.
and we can help out. Okay. COVID measures for town offices.
Dun, da-da.
So,
There is this paper. I talked to Rick Albert, who is the risk management for our town. And his suggestion is that we provide hand sanitizer in the room and masks, that we,
in this room,
no,
in
as you come into the foyer.
oh, okay, in the lobby.
To set it up, have hand cleaner and mask available. This says, please wear a mask, a face mask, help stop the spread. Please use hand sanitizer. Of course, they don't give you these, you have to print them off. Here is a screening sheet that can be sent out. If you read this is the town of Londonderry, turned into the town of Dalton, because obviously we don't have elevators and all this other stuff that I had to take out today. Hopefully I got everything that was, that we need to post at, I think this should go onto the admin's office because of the size of it.
Are these new directives like from the state or?
From the state and the CDC. If you read in order to minimize foot traffic in the town hall, to maximize social distance, and to reduce the risk of exposure to both residents and employees, we strongly encourage residents to continue to make use of the online tool. So, the website is on there. The other thing is that it should go out to all the department heads, and I don't know if there were plexiglass from the voting, where Lizzie sits, whether we could put one up there when the door's open, so when someone comes in and wants to talk, that screen is between them.
Oh, on the computer and the admin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
And that maybe we can use it in between voting to protect her.
I don't know if
or-
those screens are ours for voting or the state, do we get them just for elections?
No, they're not gonna take them back.
I
don't
doubt
think.
very much they're gonna take them back after they've been used for
Yeah.
But I
anything, so.
just thought maybe if we did one, and if it works well, then maybe we could buy one to go up front there, because she's sitting there, someone comes in, it's really close contact. It's not the 6 feet.
And unless you're gonna mandate the masks, you could have people coming in without them
But you
and not be
can't-
able,
Mandate the mask, you can only suggest that they
Well,
wear them.
you can mandate
And I
them, but it's-
understand that people, and I brought this up to them, that people have problems that have medical issues such as
Town?
COPD or
Authorize
asthma
it?
or something else that
Sometimes do.
prevents them from wearing
They
a
have,
mask. And his attitude,
Not many.
all the more reason for everybody else in the building to be wearing a mask. If you have a medical condition and you can't wear a mask, it's our job to protect him, her. So if you want to, the only thing we don't have, Ron has masks. We don't have a lot of, hand cleaner. And I'm willing to go get some. I did buy the one that's in there. And I had to buy a thing of soap to get the push thing on it. So I kept the soap for the house, rinsed it off and stuck it into the big bottle
Those are
of
the-
Germex, so that we wouldn't be picking it up, we would just go. But there should be cleaning stuff in every room. There should be Germex in every room. There should be posters in every room. And the other little equation is for the health screening form to be done before they come to any meetings, basically says, COVID-19 health screening questionnaire. And if you answer yes to any of these, you should not come to this building. Or you should not go out in public. We've had a couple of incidents. We have a second one that, there was a meeting here, some people weren't wearing masks, others were. You talked
Yeah,
to,
I called the state health, kind of our advisor to the health officers, if you will.
Sophie,
So
The
you might wanna
problem,
come up and talk to them.
Yeah,
the problem that you get into with this stuff is that the law protects them against pretty much having to tell you anything. They're protected the same as any other medical whatever. So the only plus is if they in fact have a test, they don't have to tell you the results. However, if it comes back as a positive test, the state will automatically get involved and do all the contact tracing and everything. So that is a plus to it, but they have no obligation to directly tell us one way or the other. The first one, had no problem with it and provided us with a copy of it and the whole bit, and it's nice if they do that, but they're not obligated to do that.
and in the second case, they're not being forthcoming.
I have no idea. I explained the whole situation to her in the second case. There was a conflicting email to me a little bit, and I explained that whole thing, and I said, what about the building, et cetera? She said, based on what you're telling me, I would hope that she would get tested. I would hope that if there is a problem, obviously the state would get involved, but she said there's nothing that's gonna make her do that. She said, I wouldn't shut the building down based on what you're telling me, just keep up your cleaning practices and whatever, and use good practices for your masks and whatever, and it should
hand
be fine. So she didn't seem very concerned about that part of it. She said it should be fine and whatever, but it gets very tricky in
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 other
the
words,
sense
unless you
that-
test positive,
there's really no way of tracking it unless they wanna tell you the information. It's basically what it boils down to. It's no different than going to your doctor and
Right.
they don't even have to tell your spouse unless you say they can. So it's kind of the same type of situation,
What just seems so weird is everybody's filling out these
Mm-hmm,
things, so they can lie on those and it's okay?
well,
yeah,
basically,
that's what they're saying though, I mean, you have to
basically,
ask
you would
yourself
hope
these
that they would be
questions.
honest about it and stay home
And-
if they're sick, but
You know, had this in
unfortunately-
place earlier, if anybody has any of these symptoms, they would have not come.
They should, so, we're not going to ask, because if we have them fill out that questionnaire.
We're not
and
gonna
keep
have them
then
fill
we-
it out, we're gonna
okay.
ask them to read this every
self-assess.
single time they come to work, or to a public meeting, or in the building.
Yeah,
They need to ask themselves.
right,
the actual state rules that are out there can actually be enforced by the health officers in their towns at this point. We actually have enforcement ability that the governor granted to enforce the state part of whatever the governor has put out there, if
So-
you will.
If you
Um,
lie on this form, and you have COVID and you spread it to other employees, it's your liability. We've given you the tools,
yeah.
we've asked you to wear a mask, we've asked you to wash your hands. Correct? By doing nothing, we've asked them to do nothing.
So we're going to ask them to do that.
We're gonna ask our employees to do this.
It's certainly gonna help the liability to the town,
Yeah,
I mean, no doubt about that.
I mean, when I go to work, I get my temperature taken when I go
Sure,
to the
a
door.
lot
in the
of
morning.
places, although I guess now they're saying
And just like, if you go
the
in the office-
temperature's not a good accurate.
Right, right,
But that's the thing with this too, is since we've started this, it seems like every time I call them, something's changed a little bit. It's this constant ongoing thing, and the same rules are kind of there, but little things change. Like the last time I talked to her, she said they're figuring out basically that the surface contamination is very minor and very unlikely that you're gonna catch it from a surface. It's more about the respiratory part of it.
yeah.
But for a while, it was like, that's the terrible. You couldn't, I mean, that was like huge, don't touch anything, and so it kind of keeps,
And we
They
should
learn more
have,
about it.
it kind of keeps changing a little bit as they learn more
Now-
about it.
for instance, Kyle works at the dump. Some people wear masks, some don't. If Kyle doesn't wear a mask and gets sick, you know, everybody has to be proactive for themselves.
Yep.
Not only will this stop COVID though, it also will stop flu.
Exactly, and that's what's gonna happen.
We're not gonna know the difference
What's
between
gonna-
flu
that's gonna
or
be-
COVID until they
That's gonna
test it.
turn big in the next few months, I think, is the flu's gonna overlap this, the cold is gonna overlap it. Do you have it, do you not have it? It's gonna be a real nightmare coming up, I think.
Yeah.
I think we've only just begun with it personally. This is fairly basic stuff, I mean, it's not like it's, it's stuff people should be doing anyways.
Right.
I mean, none of us
So, and
particularly
they
like
also
wearing a mask all
have
the time,
employees'
but.
rights.
I mean, you're still being fair with, I mean, there is towns out there that have mandated wearing masks in public buildings.
Yeah, and every day they're getting more and more because their
Yeah.
employees are getting sick and it's just spreading from one employee
So
to
you're
the
kind of
next.
not to that
In
point
some of the
yet.
big towns, it's different because they have people that can pick up the slack. In small towns like ours, we've had the office closed for a whole week.
It
Yeah.
was a problem.
It was a problem.
So, I mean, this is a lot of information, but I think maybe we send it out in pieces. I mean, I think the most important thing is,
Everybody should get a copy of this stuff.
yeah,
And-
maybe a physical copy so they can look through it.
Correct, and do the recommendations. We
I
also
think
have
we
to,
somehow have to pull out what we really want them to focus on, which I think is.
no, I think all of it is something that they really need to focus on. I don't think there's anything that isn't something that they don't need to learn and read.
There's a few pages, but it's pretty basic.
Yeah,
It's not very complicated really, I mean, the same thing we've been hearing since March.
And,
It's
when I
nothing
talked to
really
Rick,
new.
he said the town of Londonderry, which is now posted on the New Hampshire Municipal site as well as Primax,
okay.
has the best and covers all the bases.
So we should put that also on our front page.
Correct.
And especially the screening questionnaire.
But it also should go out to the highway department, the fire department, the planning board, the zoning board, you
The
know,
Conservation Commission.
the conservation commission,
Yep, absolutely.
and I realize that, yeah, there's some reading here to do, but it's all common sense.
It's fairly minor compared to when this all started, the fire department, especially the EMS people. This is minimal compared to what we went through for training to deal with this stuff in the field.
Right.
There was a lot of stuff that we had to cover. This is more just pretty general and,
Well, so
And I think if we talk to people about people who can't wear masks, that, I mean, the masks are good because they protect other people.
oh, absolutely, yeah. But
But
at
the
least
shield
distance
should
and do a
protect you.
shield or whatever.
And he
yeah.
basically said that person will say, I can't wear a mask, and you say to them, that's more reason for other people around you in the building to have a mask on.
But it might also be good for that person to wear a shield.
Mhm.
Shield or
As well.
something, or practice 6 foot, you know.
I mean, at least it's a barrier. Okay. So are you
So-
going to coordinate getting this sent out to everyone?
Yes, the safety meeting discussed getting this out to everyone.
And God knows we don't want any conflicts with his health officer. I'll work with her and we'll get it out and make sure everybody has what they need.
My thought was this to go up,
Yep,
this to go in the second door in,
yep,
this to go for that little admin room,
yep,
this should go up,
yep.
6 foot distancing. Help protect yourself,
We do have
and
a
please
tight
make a difference, of distance of 6 feet. We just need to start posting this at the dump. Even Robbie said it would be great at the town office, at the town garage.
Yeah, no, it should be.
You know,
at
because
both
people get out of their
places.
vehicles and walk right in there, like, no big deal. So, if we make them aware of these things,
Right.
that we're protecting our employees as well as our citizens.
Well, we did actually, we got good feedback from the election. Somebody actually said they felt like they were walking to a surgical, ward.
Kathy Fountain was right on it.
Yeah, yeah.
She
But
was
they
like a
did-
drill
they did-
sergeant.
They did come up, the Attorney General's office sent out somebody to
Yeah, they did.
every single election. Yep, and they said they were gonna do that, and they're gonna do it next time too, so.
Who's
So-
gonna put the plexiglass up in the admin office? Who can do that?
Well, it's a little stand.
It's-
It's a
Yeah.
little
Oh, it's a
stand
stand?
that has a,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already
I mean, I'm
assembled.
just suggesting if
No, I think it's a great
Jesse
idea.
doesn't want us to use it, then I guess we'll go buy a
That's no
plexiglass.
problem.
But I just think we just need something for that person that opens the door
Mhm.
while someone's sitting there at the desk. Jesse and Eldora have that big glass in front of them, so they're protected.
Yeah, that area is
We
pretty,
need to protect,
pretty safe.
Okay,
Protecting you.
Good, I mean, you might even have room for two of them.
yeah, a couple of them,
Yeah.
yeah,
To cover the whole area.
yeah, all right.
Someday it'll be over. Maybe.
I think it's gonna be a while, but.
Maybe. A year ago, I took the job of health officer,
Yeah,
having
that-
having no idea,
How much time and effort and interviews.
having no
So-
idea.
do I have permission to go out and buy some more, hand sanitizer?
Yes.
We got a full-page laminator in my office too, we just need the plastic pieces.
Yeah, 'cause even Robbie said to do,
So we can laminate some of those if you need to.
Do you need I don't think we need a motion to just go forward with this.
no, I just want to start this process that we make everybody aware to protect.
And I mean, I think in our select board meetings, that, you know,
Pretty
the
good.
expectation of social distancing and masks.
At
But
your,
it should be carried forth in other meetings as well. I mean, planning board does as well.
The planning board's very good about it.
Yeah. Conservation Commission sounds like they large. Okay.
so I will see if the copier copies in color. And make a few more of these, because Robbie wanted it. This was also part of our safety meeting that we had last week.
Okay, that was, because you had one a couple of months ago, so.
Yeah, we have one September 15th,
Okay, good.
Every quarter.
so that's when they discussed the fire extinguishers meeting. They haven't been checked in a long time.
Okay.
And we talked about COVID, because even,
Shouldn't the fire extinguishers be checked like twice a year?
no,
What's
Or
that?
once a year, at least once a year.
fire extinguishers, they don't get checked twice a year.
No, once a year, I
Once a
believe.
year, okay. But definitely at least once a year.
But they'll check them and tag them and whatever, so you can follow them.
Okay.
And then they get hydro, I think they're like every 5 years they get hydro,
Okay. So before we get too far along, we also have the MS1 from Gary. That is not on the agenda, but I don't want to. I guess that.
Let's see, this is mine.
Nancy, did we address your concerns
No.
sufficiently?
Yes, with the COVID stuff, that you're posting, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have to at least suggest it. I mean, we can't say, or you have to, or you can't come in, but we can suggest that they put it on for
Right.
protection.
Right.
Well, you
And
can't,
like for the election, there was a separate place to vote if you didn't have a mask.
why can't you make that in the town building and be a board vote, right? I mean,
I'm
you have the
totally
power,
for
right?
it.
Doesn't the town have the power to say if you come in the municipal offices, you have to wear a mask? If you decree it, vote on it?
Well, I don't
if
think
you
for
have people-
I don't think for services we do, because I think it's like, you know, the voting. I think you have to let people come in and register their cars and everything. I don't, but in terms of coming to a meeting where there's remote option, we probably have more flexibility.
Well, that's a good point, because there is another option to join the meeting.
Right. Although some people have trouble with internet access.
Pardon?
Some people have trouble with internet access too,
Right,
although
right.
you can call in.
Still need a mask?
It is happening, the people that deliver the car parts to the garage, when they get out of the vehicle, they put a mask on and they have to wear it until they're back in the car, and if they don't, they're fired. Absolutely mandated by the company, period. So
Mhm.
there is that power to do that, it just depends how far you wanna go with it,
Let's
that's
see
all.
how much cooperation we get
Yep, see what happens
and
and
how much resistance.
I
go
would
from there.
question the enforceability of it. They that company.
It's enforced through the AG's office.
No, but
Ask the snack bar in Whitefield.
Yeah, it is enforceable if they mandate it, it's enforceable. It just depends how far they wanna go with it. The governor wrote a mandate that gives the health officers, and there's a procedure where basically the first time you're educating them and hope that it works. And if that doesn't work, then it gets turned over to the AG's office, who then steps in and they'll decide from there fines, et cetera, and how far that they're gonna take it. But there is enforcement, there is definitely enforcement there. It just depends, it's just about how far you wanna go with it, is what it amounts to. I would hope that people would maybe wouldn't need to
I know, I
get
guess
to
they're
that
high
point,
up on
but,
complaints of outdoor activities where people weren't social distancing.
oh yeah.
You know, the AG office is busy.
Yeah, they're out there. They're the ones that oversaw the election
Yeah.
stuff. They sent people right out to check and make sure that everything looked like it was supposed to.
You're a public business and you don't follow the mandates that are out there, they send someone from the AG's office up. All it takes is someone to call on you and say, you know, there are 25 people in that little area at the snack bar, and that's all it takes.
Yep.
So,
But that starts to get not quite as friendly at that point, so, you know, you would hope that people would be a little better than that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would too, but I really question whether they're gonna make a big deal about two people refuse to wear a mask at something that happened in Dalton, that they're gonna get involved in that.
They will if they get a complaint.
and it's mandated.
Yeah, they will if they get a complaint, but it has to be a mandated thing.
So
No,
what,
I agree.
what document is that you guys are looking at?
The MS1,
What is it?
the MS1.
Oh, okay.
So I agree with Carol, let's
just see
try
how it
this,
goes.
the education and see whether we need them.
That's always the better way to do it if you can.
Yeah,
You know, we try to do that, I try to do that with everything. I mean, you get into that with burning and different things, and I always try the education approach first. I mean, coming down on somebody isn't a nice thing to do unless it gets to a point where there's just no other choice.
right.
And seldom do you really gain a whole lot when you do that either, but unfortunately. Usually doesn't solve the problem.
I also think we need to get into a habit, even for our select board meetings, that we have to suggest that we're still under COVID, wear masks, social distancing. I think we have to say it at the beginning of all those meetings, including planning board, zoning board, conservation committee, whatever meetings that we have. I think we need to get into that habit of just reminding everybody to do it.
We might wanna go back to having the table up, so we're all more
I know, we have a mask on,
true.
but I think that, you know, these guys social distance because they understand they don't want COVID. But sometimes you get a lot of people in a room and, you know, if you don't go through that little spiel in the beginning, then. So how do I know this is right? Residential land.
Do we have to sign this tonight?
I don't know when it's due. Cause I'd like to compare it to last year.
We're meeting next Monday,
Yes.
correct?
Right.
Do you know when this is due? This one?
I do not.
So we're reviewing the MS1 that Gary, our town assessor, gave to us, and it requires the 3 selectmen signatures on it, so we're just reviewing it, and we, talking among ourselves if we want a little bit more time before we sign it, possibly comparing it to last year's.
Can we get a
My
copy of last
understanding
year's?
is it's past due. I believe it's past due.
Oh,
Where
September
is,
1st and we got an extension to the end of the month.
Okay. Was he,
It was originally due September 1st, he got an extension until the end of the month.
so that's only
Like,
next week, yeah.
Yeah.
But it looked very, I mean, based on last year's stuff, I mean, I think the valuation was like 83 million. I mean, do you have a town report? Do you have a town report here?
I do.
I do, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our tax valuation last year was 83 million. And this is basically, it was 83 million,
Is that with or without utilities?
so the one on the, it says municipal on this one, so, that's, we have to find out, but since that's the main number, that would be the only thing that we would have to look at. The utilities is about 5 million. So if we take out the utilities, that's about 78 million. But our tax evaluation, when we determined the rate, was based on a town valuation of 83 million, 15,261.
And what we have here is the net valuation here is 83,475, 269. 83,475.
Right,
So it's in the same range, so I think it's
correct.
nothing major has
Right.
changed.
Right.
Do you have the original in the,
I think it's in the signing folder. No, I think you
this is not the original.
is that the, yes.
Yep.
sorry.
And so have you gotten access to the portal to upload it?
We never got to that today.
Okay,
Lizzie knows how to do it.
okay, great. Okay, so you're all set, and
Yep, no problem.
okay. Here.
open it here, so I won't write on it.
So another actually old business that didn't make it to the agenda is, we did file the application for COVID reimbursement, and the dollar amount
It was in the last minutes. It was in the September 14th, which would be
Right, it was in, I know I made that,
right here.
edit, $16,362.31.
Yeah, right there.
There was also an application we had done a month or so ago so that we could submit a reimbursement for election-related expenses, which was tied to the increase in the number of absentee ballots. And that was to be completed by the town clerk. And she has decided not to do that because our expenses were the same. It didn't impact our election expenses. And she felt that, you know, there is a cost to getting money. My understanding is if we don't submit requests for reimbursement, then that money has already been appropriated and will go to another town. But that was her
Correct.
decision as a town clerk, so.
And we're all gonna pay it back no matter what town it goes to.
Right.
They've already allowed X amount into the care package and
Right, it's already been,
so.
I did get a follow-up email because we haven't submitted it. So I will just tell them that our town clerk has decided that we will not be submitting a request for reimbursement for that. Okay. The other thing is, I know that there is a new construction going on, and you talked about there's new construction in other places as well. So I drafted a template for us to reach out to get a zoning application. And the one that I'm aware of is on Hennessy Drive. So do we have any corrections to this template?
No, I thought it was great.
Okay. So, I will make sure that, because actually this could go up from the administrative assistant, so
This needs to be signed.
I think we can send, I actually don't have the mailing address. I do have an email address.
Should we be sending those regular mail, or should we send them that we know that they got them, receipt? I mean, I don't think we should just mail it to them and assume they got it without a return receipt.
Okay.
How do you feel about
Yeah,
that?
no, I agree.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, in this case, I think,
oh, well, he's probably fine, but I think
but
we
in
should just set
general,
it-
for the
in
other ones.
general, for anybody, that
Okay.
if we're sending them because people are coming in saying so-and-so's building this on his property,
Right.
so,
And so what we might need to do is work with Jesse to get the mailing address. It should be part of the tax records. I didn't see it when I went online, in those records.
okay. They're also in that book over there too.
The street address, but if they're not getting mail there.
He's just building the house, so he probably doesn't have a mail delivery there yet.
But I think that's the same address that Jesse would have for taxes in that green book.
Oh, the green book, I'm sorry, I was thinking of the big maps.
No, I think the
No,
green
you're
book.
probably right.
I could be
As long
wrong.
as it's been updated.
That'll be the other thing, has it been updated? Because when we were looking for that oil spill to get the right address, this is where the tax money,
Okay.
the tax bills go to. But, you would have to know what section to be in.
407?
Let's see. 403, 408.
This would be the address that the tax bills go to, I assume.
So the tax parcel ID is 407,
Hold on, I gotta get the 407. I'm still in, 406, 407, okay. And then right here,
Yes,
does
Yeah.
that,
that would be the mailing address, yes.
right? I mean, this doesn't work for everybody. I just, when we were looking for that, remember that, for people who own the property where the oil truck fell,
And
you had to
every,
contact them.
every single lot has a 911 address. It's just whether or not that they have retrieved it. But every 50 feet, there's a different number
Right,
in the whole entire town.
but I guess this is not the mailing address, because we're just building a house.
Well, it could be,
so.
I mean, that,
Eventually
it's the
it will,
same
but-
number that, yeah.
But to send something, it would not get there.
It's predetermined to every single lot irregardless.
So what we need is, I know you talked about other buildings.
Well, we
you know,
have tons and tons of the septic things that come to us every day.
I don't really have times, we had a.
We sent one to,
We said
White
one, we
Road?
never, we need to follow up on that one, for that garage
well,
here.
we should probably send, it was White Road. Remember they sent us a septic thing, and we were like, we're not aware, but,
The one that came from Horizon Engineering?
correct.
Right.
And we have tons of those that,
And there are a few that come in, so we need to go back over those. And they should be
Yeah.
in the admin emails, or we can search our emails and get them.
and then what's, one of the planning board members said, by my house, they're my neighbors, I don't wanna get involved in it, but,
But if we know who that is, we could drive by and see where it's happening, too.
you know, one of the planning board members asked
Yep.
about that, like I
Yeah, so I
said,
think it's a really good thing that as we develop all the whole process for zoning and we're, getting more comfortable with it and getting used to it, now we know that, a lot of people have been coming forward with their zoning applications. Now we're finding out that there's some activity that's not coming forward, and we just need to develop the process on how we systematically address
I think
that.
these letters are,
Yeah, that's perfect, I think that's good, I think
That's
that's part of
good.
the
This
system that
does-
we're building.
Right. Okay,
Right.
so good, we'll use this as the prototype, and then we'll follow up on other places in town.
you know, like I said, there's a ton of those, septic, Ron dealt with that today. That they have their septic systems going in, and basically they have to prove it's their residence?
Well, if they,
Explain that again.
yeah, if they're not living on the property, then I guess there has to be a notarized letter that says that,
This is their property.
that it's their property or whatever. It was designed, I guess they set up something because a lot of people are coming up from down below, and they buy a property, and they throw a cabin on it, and their buddy had an excavator, and next thing you know, there was a septic system on the house, and nobody knew about it. So now they've set up a system, whereas, he said the old system used to be that if they found a problem, they'd fine you $1,500, but by the time they got done a hearing, it got down to like 500. And it was cheap enough that people didn't care, it was cheaper to pay the fine and move forward. So now they've gone to a notarized letter type thing that you have to write, and by doing that, if you write that letter and it isn't true, then it's fraud, and the state will prosecute you for fraud. They're trying to clamp down on the septic systems that are getting thrown in illegally, basically, is what it amounts to.
Okay.
These do-it-yourselfers that are just throwing them in and covering them up, and,
Is that through DES?
yeah, they're trying to clamp down on that stuff, and this one wasn't a big deal, we got it straightened out and whatever, but,
So we did get a notice of deactivation of public water system for
Yeah.
Forest Lake State Park.
that's just because they never
Which is
turned it
because it
on.
wasn't open this year.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
exactly.
So I
They
don't-
never let us have water anyways.
So one thing with the turnover of administrative assistants, did we ever get a certificate of insurance for the volunteer work at the state park?
That's the Primex
From Primex.
certificate. We found what we think is the right certificate. I attached it and I sent it.
Oh, perfect, thank you, wonderful.
We got it
That's
from
been in the back
Ron.
of my mind and I just didn't wanna,
We got it from Ron.
okay, good. So, we, after our meeting on the, let's see, this came on the 9th, there were some questions that, we didn't answer. And okay, so one of the questions is, the current property taxes, which we can look up on the 1,900 acres of land that's being considered for the,
So, just so people know what's going on, so we got a letter from Adam Finkel that had 5 questions that we didn't answer, and he sent another email and said he would like answers to his questions.
so I don't have that off the top of my head. Then,
But that's also available on the tax kiosk.
right, we can look at that.
So can he.
That's true,
So,
yeah. And his second question, which is how that would change, that is something we would have to get an assessor to look at.
Right.
We don't, I don't have the answer to that.
well, there is there's a table somewhere where the land is graded. And like if you go, I think actually they have that information in the tax kiosk, like it'll break down a big property by how many acres of what grade property they have. And it may be unproductive, it may have certain type of trees on it, it may be wetland, so it will break out what it is, and so it'll do that, so I think that you can, I'm sure there's a formula that basically, maybe even, Gary can help, that says how much it's reduced by. Because there's an initial assessment, and then they do, they put it in current use and it's reduced to a certain amount. But it's
Right.
based on the original assessment
And I
of,
think a lot is in current use. His second question is, if its use changed, what would it be? And I think that's, a more complex question.
Right.
I mean, I think that really would be a complex assessment.
Right,
To
right.
determine
exactly.
what it would be, and I think, that certainly is a question we would be asking, and we would want an answer to it at some point.
Right.
Third question is the town allowed by state law to change the way it assesses value for tax purposes? I'm not sure I understand that question, I mean, it
So
has
I
to
think
be
I think it's a
assessed.
two-part question, so basically, he's asking if we could change the way, the tax rate, or the way we tax a certain kind of property, because it's making revenue. But I think that's a whole different thing. I mean, I think taxing it based on whatever the assessed value is one thing.
Right.
And then whatever revenue it generates, that's a whole different piece.
Right,
So, I mean, I don't think that that would be lumped into the tax rate. It might be lumped into a benefit for the town, but it's not, I don't think it's lumped into the tax rate. I think it's part of the kind of compensation, but I don't think it's part of the tax rate. My
property tax. And I don't know, because I know that Bethlehem, back a few months ago, was hiring, an assessor to do complex assessment
Right.
on their commercial properties.
Right.
So I honestly
Yeah,
don't know how
so,
that
right.
factors in.
Right.
Then the next question is how many tons of trash, construction debris, and other materials do we process at the transfer station? And I know you've done some
Yeah.
of the work on that.
200 tons,
200 tons?
200 tons, yeah.
Per what?
For municipal and construction.
Per year?
Per year, yeah.
Okay.
So that was last year, 2019?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the fifth question is, have the citizens of Dalton ever expressed in any organized way a list of requests for community welfare projects? And if so, which are the most popular items on such a list? I don't know that the town has done that.
I don't remember any of it ever.
Okay. Okay, do you want me to respond to him? It may not be until the weekend before I do it. Sure, okay. Do you have any other business?
I have a question. I just wonder if we could review, or
The mic.
where I could review the,
And you can grab it if you want to.
no, I'm fine.
Thank you.
So I'm just asking if we could review the hours that the state police have promised us for the town for a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know that off the top of their head? How many hours it was per week or per month?
So we've gotten invoices.
Right.
And we contracted, I think, 4 hours a week.
Right, bars with patrol.
It is 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
Okay, we just, as a neighborhood, are having some, what we feel are pretty serious problems going on. And, middle of the night stuff, and a lot of traffic's going to certain residents, and some shooting at night. So we're concerned, and I'm just kind of talking for the neighborhood, and we'll present more to you at another time. But we didn't want to step out of the boundaries of what the state police had promised us.
So-
But we also, just want to kind of move forward and get some more information by talking with the state police. And just wanted to make the select board aware that we feel we have some serious issues on the road.
So I will make the suggestion that you put your concerns into an email to the board, and we will forward them on to Sergeant Muzzy. And if you want to have a communication, you can put your name and number in there. This way it becomes not public per se, there's an issue, but it's not saying who. We've done that with a couple of other instances, and this, we basically said that, this is something that we as a board would like you to look into.
Okay.
The other thing I can say, that if there is something going on, that shooting at night, you are free to call
We have.
846-3333.
We have.
You get any response?
Several people. We have, okay. We have, and, that is why I wanted to know the hours that they promised, because we don't want to, we don't want to overburden.
Here's the thing,
But we want to make sure we're getting.
they don't
our
have
4
set hours, and they don't want it out in public what hours that they are patrolling. That's like saying, hey, everybody be good from Tuesday night from 5 to 7.
No, understood, but, when last spring, when we first made that agreement with them, we at the town, we were seeing some activity, but we haven't for a while, and we feel like now we're in a position where we want to see that activity again.
Yeah, well, there's
Are we?
other parts in town that have sent us emails for problems that are going on. But my thing to best track it for everybody, if you send it to the board, then we will say as a board, yeah, we need to send this out to them. And when they set up their patrol for the following weeks, they kind of look at that and say, hey, we need to be in this area. Or, or we have an investigation already going in this area. But that's basically how they're doing it.
Okay, and that's why I'm here, that's not the only reason I'm here today, but, I just wanted to bring that up while I was here, and we felt that we should come to the select board and make you aware. So we will do that.
you know,
But if there is an issue, you know, you can call them directly too.
Oh, absolutely.
like 911, but if there's something that, like you just said, you wanted to step up, just put it in an email,
Right,
we
and we,
look at it,
you know,
and then it comes,
we individually, as residents out on that road have called, but we also know that if we call too much and things aren't happening at the time, that we could be just white noise.
so I will
So
tell you,
that's why
as
we
working
wanted to
out
approach
there,
the select board.
as a dispatcher, that call that you made goes into the system,
Mhm.
and basically they close it out when they're done, like, well, nothing found, blah, blah, blah. But if you put it in an email to us and you send it to, then they set it up to look into that area.
Got it, that's what I'm hearing, yeah,
So, that would be my suggestion to that.
thank you.
I have another, I was just wondering if, because I think both of you were at the Conservation Commission
shall
meeting,
I
if you
say
want
it?
to provide an summary?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the last part.
The summary,
The summary of the
why don't you give us a
Conservation
summary
Commission?
of the meeting?
Of the Conservation Commission, okay. We barely discussed on how we would approach a public meeting, in regards to the, wetlands permit for landfill.
Right, like the wetlands permit, so when we got here, we went into the office, we got the books, because each
Mhm.
board got a book, so they got the book, read the letter that was attached, and then started talking about getting an engineer in to review the plans,
Correct. Yes.
and then,
Like a wetlands scientist, so, Doug Ingerson had suggested that he knew 4 or 5 wetlands scientists, and I, through my work, know a couple, so we were gonna put the names together. There was to be a letter written, correct?
correct,
Yeah, just like a bid letter out to those folks. And, as of today, Vanessa asked me if I would do a letter. I said, well, I'm really, like, end of my season, I'm like back way up. It would probably take me about 2 weeks before I could really give it an attention. So she said she would do it because it should be done right away. And, so she was gonna do it, I believe, on Wednesday, send a draft to us for Thursday, and then, let us all look at it, and then she would send letters out on Friday. And, you get, most of you know that hasn't happened for some health reasons. So that's where we're at with that. And there has been no communication since then.
In the wetlands?
No communication since then about how we're gonna move forward. At least I haven't received.
no, I haven't either.
So Vanessa, during the meeting, emailed a letter out
Yeah,
from DES that went to the Conservation Commission, and it had a September 14th deadline for responding.
And we got it September 10th.
Oh, but it was-
And this was already the 13th.
was it the letter that was in with the book though?
There should, with the book, the date is important for that letter, because you have 45 days to comment.
But that one said something about September, it was like the letter was written September 3rd, and we had to reply by September 14th, and then we got it September 15th.
Right,
Right.
to say that we're going to respond.
Can we get a copy of that letter?
Well, I wanted to ask that question, tonight as well. I did not, my name, I know Pamela has made an effort to have my email put onto the Conservation Commission email.
So I sent Katie, an email.
Okay, but, it's been, I think that was my 3rd meeting, so it's been 3 months and I still haven't.
Yeah, and I sent another one last week.
And you sent another one, so I should be on, but I haven't been receiving any of that. So I'm not the person to ask.
Yeah, it's not missing anything.
And
So
I do know that, it doesn't, if someone wants to comment, someone, it can be any member that can comment.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a vote, so, that's important to know the date.
Right.
When the 45 days end, so that if anybody wants to, they can make a comment.
Searching, pulling up old
Is the office open?
Yeah,
Yes.
do you want me
Do you want
to?
me
No, I was just gonna go peek at something in there.
Yeah. I think I can put my hands on a copy of the letter.
Okay.
That's what, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, let's go see if we got the same letter.
Tim, I believe it's saved as a PDF.
Okay, all right, I was gonna check one thing, but that's good, to get that printed.
And just to note too, during that meeting, I did bring up the, obviously the issue of recusal. And it obviously fell on deaf ears, so, that's something that's probably gonna come back on this because of, possible legal issues.
Recusal Nancy Middleton. Nancy Middleton? Okay. But who's on,
Yes,
right,
please.
is in middle,
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell the last name, I'm sorry, but, so she had called in from Oregon and, had made a suggestion of recusal for both, Ms. Fingerson and, Vanessa Hines, Fabella. And she stated that, Doug would recuse. And she stated that there was no need for her to recuse because she would not gain anything from the process.
So just the town should probably be aware, because obviously it's something that will probably come into play at some point.
Okay.
You may wanna talk with town attorney, I don't know.
Yeah, this is the letter I'm thinking of, but I can't, so 9 has. So, yeah, and this, so it says it must submit written notification to New Hampshire DES by September 14th, which is, if the Municipal Conservation Commission intends to investigate any notice received.
So we can share that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so I just did, so yeah, all participants can share. So
Do you want me to send you the email so you have?
Well,
it?
no, you can share yours, because you're on your Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Can you print it though, for those of
Yes,
us in the
she's gonna
audience?
print it.
Okay, great, thank you very much.
Okay, so here's my question. Let's see.
Do you have it, open on your desktop?
Yeah, this should be.
You go back to that letter, let's see, because it's usually, because the Teams is a little more user-friendly without that. Okay, so we're here. Let's click here. Oh, look at that, yeah. Okay, I would close that up for a second. And then, is that open outside of your email?
Yeah, it's open in Adobe.
Okay, so it'll say, you like the page.
So, while we're talking about this, was one of the emails from the conservation secretary is a little confusing to me, and maybe someone can help me figure this out. But it basically says Secretary Dalton, Con, at Gmail, and then in the thing she's saying, the town conservation commission email is conservation@townofdalton.com.
So why are there two emails?
Well, the thing is that.
I think that what has to happen, and I think that all town employees, and we need to find the RSA, that if they don't use town email, then the right to know can look through their personal emails. That's why everybody got their own email account.
But we didn't, we gave a town email account to the chair of each of the boards.
And I get that.
And then we have the distribution one.
Right, so the
Right.
thing is, that one like doesn't really make a lot of sense because,
She's setting it out as Gmail account, Secretary of the Conservation Gmail account.
right,
But then she's saying that's not her email, conservation at the town of Dalton is her email.
right. The thing is, if I sent that to the Conservation Commission at Town of Dalton, it would replicate out to her email, the secretary. So, you know what I mean, so it didn't go, I didn't send it to the Conservation Commission, I sent it to her thing at the secretary.
Gmail, okay, so you just
Right.
replied to what she wrote?
No, I sent it because she, at the meeting, they were very adamant about the fact that they were upset that stuff couldn't get posted.
Yeah.
So I said,
Well, I think for communication purposes, if she's worried about things not getting posted, then she needs to have one consistent email.
well, it's like, I don't think you understand.
I do understand. I'm saying there's too many emails going on here. She chose to have it go to the conservation, then it splits out to her, the secretary.
But everybody does that. Mine splits out to my town select board.
If I send it to your personal email,
No, if you send it to
So
the
like-
Conservation Commission, it comes into my select board email.
correct.
Right. But they don't have town of Dalton emails. So that's like how much money per person.
So, she says the conservation email is conservationcommission@townofdalton.com.
Right. Right, so that's
Now,
not an
it's a
actual,
group,
that's,
and it's a group email. It's like our select board
Okay.
email comes to our individual accounts.
right, right, it's, there's not actually a mailbox that is that.
The only problem
It's a
with that
distribution.
setup is that it's really hard to really follow the true intent of 91A because you're reliant upon them to provide any emails that you're asking for. Unlike if, Certified went in and looked at all the emails that came from so-and-so to selectmen at Town of Dalton, they're all there, they can see them.
Right.
Whereas that, it's dispersing, so they all do have private emails, and 91A is, really, you're at their mercy relative to what they want to surrender if they were to get 91A'd.
Right, we
Which
do
is
have
still-
we do have a right to know request on that.
Mhm.
And Certified is looking at it, but they're just not sure how they can go from that group distribution out to other emails, and I don't have a response.
Okay, that's why I'm trying to figure out why we don't have.
So we made the decision because of the cost, that we would give a town of Dalton to each of the chairs, but
So
not
the
to all
chair
members.
should be sending this information back out. Who is the chair?
Corey,
So, I guess that needs to be said as part of the right to know, that we need to have a better, if she wants to send an email to him and have him send it out, that's fine.
we may need to readdress whether
We need to
Club
do
boards
something.
have those.
It sounds like.
If we could
Yeah.
double check, I don't remember the cost.
I think it was
per month.
$150 a person. Was that like $150 and then there was a maintenance fee? I don't know, I thought,
Per person?
per email or something, I thought, it seemed,
Well, like, I'm thinking $10 a month per address, which would be like $120
yeah.
per year, per person.
So you could do one email, but 5 people can access that email.
That's what it is now,
And
correct?
No,
No, it's a
No.
distribution.
Yeah.
Oh,
just goes
then we
out, there's
need
no accumulation like your email.
Then we need to do something to make it,
If you wanna get
So
rid of all,
instead the chair email, it's a conservation commission and everybody has to use that email?
what?
But then how do you know who it's going to? It's still not gonna,
they go in there and read it.
I just know that we need something for those requests.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's communication going on between select board, town, and conservation, but we can't track it because we have this game going on. It's coming from the Gmail account.
Well, but there's really not been many emails to any emails related to that, so I don't think that's, in terms of that particular instance, I don't think games are going on, because that's the way it was set up. But I haven't really gotten, I haven't gotten that many emails.
So I think, so for example, the planning board, there's a planning board email that then goes out to all the members to their personal email accounts. And that was the same thought with the Conservation Commission. They have just decided to set up a new email account that's dedicated to it, but that's their personal email account, that Gmail account.
Well, maybe that's something you could have a talk with Certified and explain the situation and ask them their advice in terms of how to deal with it going forward. Because obviously, as this landfill issue goes forward, you're gonna see more and more stuff like this because it's gonna be a hot item.
Yeah.
So just a thought for the town.
Technically, this one, trustee of the funds, Gmail,
Right, there's no tracking it.
huh?
There is no Town of Dalton trustee email account,
Right.
correct?
And again, I mean, we're trying to
Up our
be
game.
careful about,
Yeah, I mean,
Funds,
people are
because it's-
requesting
there is a cost.
information and we're saying we,
but we don't,
We
can't do
don't-
that,
yeah.
so we may have to readdress that, so. If you could check on the cost for additional emails.
So to answer your question about the Conservation Commission meeting, was that was really the main event was trying to locate or to send bid letters out to wetland scientists. But that,
Thank you.
that isn't active right now, I guess. Thank you. But it does concern me, I'm not quite clear on, this letter and the timing of the 45 days. I guess a phone call can clear it up.
well, especially if we get it December 10th and we have to have it answered by September 10th, and we have to have it answered by September 14th.
It's a 45 days.
That's not what that says though, correct?
So this is not, yeah, so I will call.
Yeah, so what happened is, they're sending this to the Conservation Commission, who is, in essence, directing traffic on it. And so they're saying that
The last document.
there would be a comment period.
Yes.
And so obviously that, it looks like,
But it says,
it's our,
must submit written notification to New Hampshire DES by September 14th.
yeah, if they investigate any notice. So basically, they're asking the Conservation Commission if this is something that they want, the town, et cetera, people to talk about more, look at. So I think,
Conservation Commission wants to. But they may not have responded to this letter and let the ES know.
That sounds almost sounds like an expedited something, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, 45 days was mentioned several times.
That's what they kept saying, but that's not what this says.
No.
So do we need to get clarification from Wetland Bureau
Mhm.
on this letter?
and let them know that you've not seen it.
I mean, you can't get it on September 10th, and if you have a board that meets,
So we received it on the 10th.
Who received it on the tenth?
it says
The board,
toward the board via email or
Well, it says, it's dated the fourth.
And Tina put it in, received, if you go back to the beginning of this, received this in the mail today. That's her actual, and she sent it out.
Yeah, because this was in their mailbox when we came in, I believe. Because I went and got the mail, and there was a letter in the mailbox, and there was the book.
Let me go back here.
So,
Received on the tenth, yeah.
But she wrote, yeah, received 9/10/2020.
Yeah.
So she scanned it and sent it to us. So if you get it on the 10th, you get 4 days? I mean, come on. That doesn't work for me.
I didn't,
But that's also saying it's coming from the Conservation Commission, not you guys.
That's right.
This was addressed to the Conservation Commission to weigh in on it. And they have obviously completely,
But it also says Dalton Municipal Clerk.
/ Conservation Commission.
right, not Select Board.
but see, Doug was also already copied on it, so he probably had it. If he's copied on it.
Hmm?
Doug is copied on it outside of being on the conservation
And
commission.
sell it in.
Right.
In Bethlehem.
So I wonder if Bethlehem, when they got theirs, and if they responded, because they're on here.
But in essence, by you not even seeing this until now, or this coming to light, it seems like RSA 482-A:11 has been totally,
Can you say the RSA again?
It's written right here.
it's right in the second paragraph,
Oh, okay, that one, yeah.
totally skirted. So I would think if the select board is interested in this, you might want to place a call to Craig Rennie tomorrow at DES and maybe ask if they can
There's an extension.
extend this.
Because as board, the Conservation Commission, we met on the 15th.
Right.
And no one had seen this.
Right.
Well.
As far as you know.
Obviously,
They did.
if Douglas Ingerson and Casella and Bethlehem were CC'd, they did, yeah.
Or is this a letter that you're working on for the meeting? Because Vanessa sent this to me that night.
Yeah, so, right, so that was weird, okay? Because what happened is this, like, I literally think that when I got the mail, I think this was in the mailbox, in their
Okay.
mailbox. And then we came in with the books, they were looking through the books, and then Vanessa said, oh, I scanned something with my phone, and then blasted that out, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
The, so it was like, I've never even seen a phone app that would do that high quality of a scan.
Okay. So is this what they're responding to with hiring the engineers?
No, I mean, that was something that
I
said
mean, this would be the
45
wetlands application was submitted at the beginning of the month.
And then the mapping, we decided that we should go through it with the application. To go through, we needed a professional to meet with us and explain and go through any questions that we have or any of the parts that perhaps we don't understand.
The whole big application.
Yeah, so,
I mean, that makes sense.
yeah. So there was going to be a bid letter, and it's been held up. So we need to know our timeline.
Well, and it sounds like if we want to provide comments, then this is just notification that you want to provide comments. When's the Conservation Commission meeting again?
October 20th. Officially, I mean, they talk about meetings more frequently, October 6th or something.
Yeah,
I mean, 'cause
if we were going to have someone come and review it with us.
But it sounds like the Conservation Commission really needs to provide written notice as soon as possible. But that means they've got to meet in a public session to do that. Did you reach out to Cory about calling a meeting and print this out to him?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, because this isn't the analysis by that date, it's just that you're going to investigate the wetlands application, is my interpretation.
I'm trying to.
But again, you also might want to read up on the RSA's about recusal and the impacts of not recusing prior to that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So, can we as a board attend the next conservation meeting if we post it publicly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would like to know more,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure that I can just come when there's 2 other selectmen unless we post it.
Right, because it's technically a public meeting.
Okay, so,
There's one more hitch, and, Vanessa alluded to it, when we were talking about, hiring a wetland scientist. It all depended upon whether the landowner would let them on the property.
Interesting. I have to check the regs, because I mean, I think if there's a wetlands application like this, then if you're working on behalf of
She
the
said
town-
something like, he's very busy, he may not have time, he may not be there, I think.
Hmm?
She said something to the effect that Mr. Ingerson is busy and may not have time when they come.
But see, that's why recusal comes into play in these kind of matters, because they're making decisions about a project that they have a fiduciary interest in. And that is the whole purpose of recusal in the RSA's. So it might be,
So I think in terms of the recusal, my understanding is that Doug is recusing himself. Doug Ingerson, right?
he made the decision.
Well, he said that, but he didn't. He was involved in the conversation.
He's involved in the meeting.
He was involved in he didn't, like, recusing means that you move away from the table and you're not involved in the conversation. He was involved in the whole conversation. And then if you look at, our meeting was the 15th. So the Conservation Commission, I mean, obviously they got it probably on the 4th. The Conservation Commission, which is our job, it says right here, to send it out to the other boards, didn't do that until the 15th. So the Conservation Commission did not, whether it's because we didn't meet until the 15th, but we did not do our job of communicating it to the other boards in a timely manner. So I think, you know, we need to try to find out if we can get an extension.
Yeah, we need to find that.
Yeah. And that can probably be done independent of the Conservation Commission, just giving an answer, and not to DES.
Right, I mean, even as a select board, we could do that because we got this notice after the date, but we
Right.
also recognize the fact that the Conservation Commission only meets once a month.
And then we've got our meetings.
Right.
But if they received this and there was a deadline, there's nothing that would have stopped them from calling a meeting as long as they gave proper notice and being able to address this. And
But they received it, he received it as Douglas Ingerson. He did not receive it as the Conservation Commission until the 15th, because it was in the mailbox.
it was in the mailbox, so it came, they just didn't check their mail.
Yeah, it was just sitting in the mailbox.
But typically the boards don't check their mailbox until the day of the meeting, I mean, that's true.
but we're saying.
But regardless-
They've got to give us more time.
Right.
Because of that.
Right.
So we need to reach out and say that we want an extension on this, because we expect that, the Conservation Commission will be providing comment. So
No, well, we
we
should
could do
say,
that
well,
as a
we
board.
would say that local,
Okay, so we as a select board, I think we can respond to this
right.
and try to clarify that. And the Conservation Commission is trying to work forward to get a wetlands engineer.
Mhm.
So there are a couple of peripheral things that I just want to touch on. So I think we should check the regs and maybe reach out to the New Hampshire Municipal Association, and we as a select board can do that. My understanding of recusal, if there is a financial impact, is that you have to step away from the discussion. If there's a
Correct.
public hearing, you can participate as a member of the public, but you have to step away from the board. But let me get clarification of that, and then we can share that. That would apply to Doug.
Mhm.
I think that the more complicated one is, because I listened to part of the meeting, and it sounded like Vanessa said she had no financial interest. So I know I've got emails from her that say Doug and Vanessa Ingerson. I think her address is Douglas Drive, but I don't know that they are married. I
Well,
don't know what the legal,
she uses two names. I mean, there's a lot of mystery there. I think it's worth investigating.
so, that's a murkier issue.
The what issue?
It's a murkier issue.
Oh, Mercury, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe it needs to go through an attorney.
I'm sorry?
Maybe it needs to go through an attorney,
Yeah,
just a question of how we do with this.
right. Okay. Yeah, that's one. Okay, so I can reach out to New Hampshire Municipal Association to just, verify the rules of recusal for a Conservation Commission.
Mhm.
In terms of Vanessa, I think that's probably a more specific one. They will answer general questions.
Yeah.
Okay. And so as a board, we will also reach out to DES to give an extension on behalf of the Conservation Commission.
Okay.
Craig Rennie would be your contact, Rennie. That's Craig with a C.
Okay. All right, anything else from that meeting?
I'm not recalling anything else.
Are you?
Pamela?
Okay. Any other business? I do want to go into non-public session to, roll the, legal matters.
That's what you-
I just have one comment.
Receive this email. We want this, like, this stuff that's in
Yeah, we saw that.
Yes.
We did.
Hi, John Swan, 25 Cashman Road in Dalton. I don't know if you saw the front page of the Caledonian Record today, but it appears that the town of Bethlehem Board of Selectmen is reaching out to their town attorney relative to the question about the use of Douglas Drive, which is in Bethlehem, for this landlocked project. So that is in the town of Bethlehem, and they're consulting with their attorney to see if it violates their own town zoning as well as past agreements with Casella Waste Systems. So on that, following that, I just think it would be prudent for the town of Dalton to maybe reach out to those other towns that are gonna be impacted by this project, by this development, Whitefield, Bethlehem, and Littleton, and just see if there might be an opportunity for the four towns to be able to maybe send a representative, a selectman from each town, just to meet, talk, and kind of see where some overlapping concerns, whatnot, might be with this development. Maybe even obviously include the North Country Council, which is a little broader because it is a regional impact project, but I just think reaching out to the 4 towns, I'm sure Whitefield has heard a lot from concerned residents, especially with this HCA that was presented, and they're left out of the property protection plan offered by Casella. Same thing with Bethlehem residents who might be impacted. And then, of course, there's the traffic issue with Littleton, which right now looks like they might not be impacted, but Joe John Gay at the DOT hearing, meeting in January said in the future he can't predict where the traffic's gonna go, and Littleton could be impacted. And obviously, the landfill impact will have an impact on tourism, which would impact Littleton as well. So I think they should be included in any kind of discussion amongst the 4 towns. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a quick non-public personnel thing when you
Okay.
go into.
And just in terms of, development of regional impact, there's a process for notifying the North Country, Council. And the planning board did that a year ago, but it was probably premature because we didn't actually have an application in hand. So the planning board, I think, can address that at the next meeting. Maybe reach out again, but that's a planning board function.
So, we will hold a meeting next Monday, correct?
Yes. Yep, a working meeting.
Yep.
Working meeting, okay, good.
And so I, Joe Beth, make a motion to adjourn the public session of this meeting. We're going into non-public for a couple of reasons. I don't expect to come back into public session. So we'll come back into public session only to adjourn the meeting. And that way we can terminate the online access.
I want to show you something before we do this.
I second that motion to go into non-public.
And that's Carol.
Carol,
And
it is 9, well, is that right?
Oh, that's me.
It's 8:47.
Don't you have to vote on it?
all in favor?
Aye.
Kayla.
Aye, Carol.
Hi, Joe Beth.
This meeting is adjourned.
This one's weird, doing on